This is a short video from Home Buying Made Simple. We used to be called Mortgages for Forces, and whilst called Mortgages for Forces, we provided a home buying service for hundreds and hundreds of service personnel all around the UK and further afield. We changed the name to appeal to a wider audience, but effectively we still have a home buying service that's specially designed for service personnel. So what I want to do in this short video is give you some tips should you be considering buying or selling, but primarily buying a property. Since April this year, the mortgage lenders have tightened up quite dramatically in some cases the lending criteria, so things are a lot tougher now to get a mortgage on one hand, but with the Forces Home to Buy, which I'll Help to Buy rather, which I'll cover in a second, there are some added advantages that weren't there before. So let's get straight into this. This is our website, and we've got lots of sections on here. If we go down here, we've got a blog. We're going to be adding lots of new news. This is our section on Forces Help to Buy, and I'll cover that shortly. But what we want to do is the very first thing to do before you do anything else, should you be considering buying a property, is get hold of your Experian report, your credit report. Experian is just one of the providers of this, but we use them regularly. It's very, very easy to use, and it's actually free. We would take you through all that. Now, the importance of getting the credit report is, should you go to various lenders, or should your mortgage advisor have to approach a number of lenders, every time they go and do a credit search on your file, they can leave a footprint, and that can reduce your credit score. If you actually have your credit report, you can provide that to your mortgage advisor, and they will simply say, we'll fax you across a copy of the report, no need to do a check, and hence no footprints, because obviously they might look at a number of lenders before finding the ideal one for you. So get hold of the credit report. Next thing to do, very, very important, especially in light of the tightness of, or the tightening up of the rules for lending, make sure that you're on the electoral register. We've come across many Forces personnel over the years that haven't been on. It's very, very simple to get on, and again, we'll talk you through that. What is a big advantage these days that wasn't there before April, in fact, was the new Forces Home to Buy scheme, and we're on it here on our website. We put lots of info on it on the website. You used to be able to use your LSAP, Long Service Advance on Pay. Now, the drawback, and I was well aware of this over many years, was that the maximum people could borrow was up to $8,500. The beauty of this scheme, just introduced in April this year, is that you can actually borrow now up to, as long as you're eligible for it, up to 50% of salary to a maximum of $25,000. So that's a big, big difference. But this is very interesting. The loan is interest free and is repayable over 10 years. Part of the LSAP was actually taxable, or there was interest on it. So interest free is a big, big advantage. If you have a property in mind, or even if you're only thinking of buying, you haven't actually seen the property, but you're thinking of buying, obtain an agreement in principle. And what this will do is it will actually show you what you can borrow, give you a good idea of your maximum. It's not binding. They'll ask you questions, and as long as your documentation, should you go ahead with a particular property, as long as the documentation matches the information that you've given the lender via your mortgage advisor in many cases to get the agreement in principle, your loan will be there. It's nice to have the agreement in principle, because as long as you know that the documentation is going to back up the info you've given, it's like a safety net. You know it's there. You can move very, very quickly when you see a property. And as I say, it's not binding. So should your plans change, and obviously with the Forces, things can change at short notice, it's not binding. Simply move on, drop it, or even keep it there. It's usually valid for around about 3 months. The next thing to do is, when you see a property, or even if you have an idea of an area, if you're working with us, give us a call. In Scotland, we're working with DM Hall Surveyors. They cover the whole of Scotland. Very well respected, well established survey company. We'll get you some free survey information, completely free of charge, and the type of thing they'll give us is every property that's on sale now in Scotland has to have a home buyer's report, and our surveyors at DM Hall, wherever you are buying in Scotland, they'll look it over for you. They'll give you the view on it at no cost whatsoever. Should you be selling a property, we've negotiated very special rates with DM Hall for the home buyers report that you have to produce, and they've actually come up with a very exceptional deal for Forces personnel, so that's an advantage there. If we move on, the other area that you really need to take into account, obviously it's key once you've taken care of everything else, making sure that you get independent mortgage advice, that somebody can look at the whole of the market. Some people will go to a lender and say TSB, Royal Bank, whatever. If they're happy with that, that's fine if they've been with them a long time, but they have to realize that they're restricted to that lender's offerings and there may be better deals out there. An independent advisor has to look at the whole of market, and that's what our team would do for you should you find a property and you're getting ready to buy. I mentioned the home buyers report earlier, and the home buyers report is quite an in-depth report. It's fairly clearly laid out, but it would be good if you've seen a property, you've had a look at the home buyers report, or if you're dealing with us, pass the details to us, the link, we'll go and have a look at it for you. We'll have the surveyors at DM Hall. If you're buying in Scotland, in England it's countrywide surveyors. They'll look it over for you free of charge, give you their view, and they can also give you some good background information on the actual area that you're thinking of buying. Next thing, legal. You're going to need a solicitor when you're buying. Some people can have a go and do it themselves, but most people would like to put their hands in, themselves in the hands of the professionals. We have a couple of surveyors on our panel. In Scotland it's Stewart and Stewart and Simpson and Marwick, both very well established solicitors. Both of them have dealt quite extensively over the years with Forces personnel, so they do know some of the vagaries, things like power of attorney required on certain instances. And down in England we use a company called Hudspie Mees, and we've used Hudspie Mees for around about 15 years now. They're experts on LSAP, and they're going to have to become experts on the Forces Help to Buy scheme. A little bit of background on us. My name's Frank Kelly. This is a guide I produced that's still available on Amazon, but if you're dealing with us, don't bother buying it, obviously. It's a first-time buyer's mortgage kit. It covered every aspect of buying a property, including buying a property to rent out, buy-to-lets, and so on. On the back of this, I produced a Forces version, but now we've gone all high-tech, and what we have instead of the Forces version is, on our website, we have a Ask Any Home Buying Question slot. Now, even if you decide that, or you're down the road with somebody else, you're with another advisor, you're maybe not getting too much joy from the solicitor, the surveyor, the mortgage advisor, whoever, any question at all that you have on any aspect of home buying, go to the Ask Any Home Buying Question slot on our website, put your details in, put your message on, your question, and one of the team, if it's legal, it'll be the lawyers, a survey question, the surveyors, mortgage question, our independent mortgage team, but they'll get back to you with information on whatever queries you've got. So on that note, it's really just to make you aware that you do have to really plan ahead these days, because the lenders are so much stricter on their lending. Any questions whatsoever, please go to homebuyingmadesimple.co.uk. We're currently putting a package together for the Royal Regiment of Scotland, and I'll get some information out to you on what we're offering. We've negotiated some special rates with the solicitors and with the surveyors, and we're also talking to some removals companies who we've worked with in the past, and we want to make sure that we can get another good deal for you. So thanks for watching this. I hope you found it useful, and please don't hesitate to get in touch with us.